Hi everyone, I'm Roshni. I'm a second year resident in Verde Valley Medical Center. Here it's in Northern Arizona Healthcare. I'm an internal medicine resident. So I'm happy to meet with you all and answer any questions or if you have for me.
So, Roshni, why don't you talk about day in the life? You are PG2. What do you do on a daily
Yep.
basis, first year, second year?
Yep. So as a first year, as an intern, we have rotations. Like every year, we have to work in the floors, ICU, nights. These are mandatory rotations we have, and as a first year, as intern, we always have a senior, third year resident who's supervising because we are new to the EMR system, getting used to it, putting orders, working with case managers on discharge, and that is pretty much what the first year is like. We usually, our patient list starts like what, um, 7, around there, and then we eventually start seeing more, and we have a CGME cap at 14 at the second year, so it kind of goes increasing every year. um, so on a day-to-day basis, the life starts like coming, reviewing charts early in the morning, and reviewing all patient charts, putting in orders, anything emergency in terms of drop in hemoglobin, low potassium, identifying, fixing it, then going for rounds, doing our own rounds once, and making sure what acute things we have on patient, following up on consults, and all these things we do in the morning. And then after that, we have a formal rounds. So as a second year, we are more independent. Like our program being a smaller program of 5 residents. Second year, we practice independently. Like in ICU, we are alone. In the nights, we are alone with attending, obviously. But we do run most of the hospital with our attending and us. So we get a lot of procedures in the nights and in the ICU and things like that. When we are in the floors, I have an intern most of the time because the list is longer. So one team has one intern, one resident, one senior resident, one attending, and we have 4 such teams in floors. So, and that's pretty much what we do in summary. Is there any specific questions?
Well, I'm going through the list of questions, and I know
Yes.
Preetika is also there who will come in later on
Yes.
in IM.
Mhm.
So, what career options are you considering after residency?
So I'm planning to apply for HEMONC. I'm doing a couple of things about it. Quality improvement project research. I presented an ASCO GI. I'm applying for ASCO this year. We submitted in the Journal of Blood 2 research articles. So we kind of working on that. Next year will be my year for applying for HEMONC. So got one away rotation in MD Anderson, which I'll be doing in May. So all these things are my steps towards that, pretty much my goals.
Do you have any work-life balance at all as a resident, or is it all work?
Depends on where we are. If we're in ICU, nights or teams, it is mostly all work. I mean, evening, even if we go, we are pretty tired to do anything else. But on my electives, I do have some work-life balance. Here in Arizona, we have a lot of hiking. We do it even on weekends as a resident groups. We do it. Uh, I have joined some horse riding lessons and stuff like that, which I do for a work-life balance kind of thing. But otherwise, I'm alone in Arizona. I don't have my family here. I'm an IMG. So pretty much that's my life here. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know you got to rush. You are on floor. So, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Yep. I can
Thanks.
answer 1 or 2 questions if they have anything, Dr. Pawan
Okay.
sir. Yes.
Then, how should I overcome low scores if I am applying to internal medicine?
So if it is in the step 1, is pass or fail now. So if you have low scores, the next step to do will be working on things like research. So improving the profile, getting more publications in as possible. And other thing I did was get more rotations. If you're not able to do it in person, like that time there was tele rotations during COVID, got as much rotations. So 4, 5 rotations or more, because an average, you should try to perform better than an average IMG if you have red flags. And I believe research, rotations, and good letter of rec make a big difference. Program outreach makes a big difference. All these, I think, are the major steps which I took.
Hi everyone, my name is Darshi. I'm one of the second year intern medicine residents here at University of California, Riverside School of Medicine. I was also an international medical graduate. I did my medical school at BJ Medical College in Ahmedabad in India. And I was a fresh graduate when I applied for residency, but like ever since I started my medical school, I was really interested in internal medicine, and that was the only thing I wanted to do. And I was also very clear that I wanted to pursue my career here in the United States. So I was pretty dedicated through my medical school till the very end. And I did get some rotations. Unfortunately, when I was applying, there was the whole COVID pandemic situation. So I wasn't able to get a lot of, rotations here during my my internship, which would count as electives. But I was able to get some observerships, some externships, whatever I could after the pandemic ended and we were allowed to travel. I had about 6 to 7 rotations in internal medicine before I applied, and I also had some like rotations going on during the interview season. So at the end of everything, I had about 9 to 10 months of rotations specifically in internal medicine. And additionally, I did have some research experience as well. I did an observational study when I was in my medical school, and after that, I did some case reports. I also was enrolled in the USMLE Sarthi research course because I wanted to learn more about research and also publish more. I had a chance to publish 2 abstracts, present them at EHA. So I had a good amount of research, like publications and research experience also before I applied. And I had decent scores as well. And I think with all of that and a very dedicated strategy, a well-planned strategy for the whole math season, helped me fetch 51 interviews, out of which I appeared for, I think, 48, 49. I did not give the pre-match ones because I was very, very sure that I wasn't going to take that offer anyways. So I left them alone, but I sat for 49 interviews. So my dedicated match strategy, I mean a well-planned, well-thought strategy, including your timing for your like writing your personal statement, your first draft, second draft, third draft, you're writing your CV well, also sending the letter of interest on time, the letter of intent on time, multiple rounds of letter of interest, not getting tired, just going all in essentially. And also keep doing something while you're also giving your interviews. I kept working on research projects. I kept doing rotations as much as I could until my last interview. So that overall shows your dedication to work hard, to the interviewers, and it kind of shows your dedication towards the whole field and to the fact that you are really interested in pursuing a career in internal medicine or any specialty as for that matter here in the United States. I also practiced interviews. I think like your profile can get you an interview, but the interview itself makes a lot of difference. So practice your interviews well. And yeah, I think that was the overall strategy that I used, and was also one of the reasons why I think I got 51 interviews. I do have some other questions here as well. What does a typical day in internal medicine look like? It depends on what rotation you are on. As a part of your internal medicine residency, if the categorical internal medicine residency is for 3 years, you will have most of your rotations inpatient. You will also have your continuity clinic. My program does not offer a primary care track, but a lot of programs do. So if that is what you choose, then you'll do a lot of outpatient medicine. But overall, as a part of categorical internal medicine residency, you will have inpatient versus also outpatient medicine. If you're on like floors, like inpatient hospitalist rotation, then you will have, at least our program has 7 to 7 work hours. So we usually start our day at 6:30, get sign out, chart review round. We have noon conference every day from 12 to 1, where we also have lunch. After that, re-round, finish your notes, and If you're on short call, you get to go home at 5. If you're on long call, you stay back until 7 to take new admits. We do not have more than 12-hour calls in my hospital. We also get 1 day off when we are on like intravenous floors rotations and ICU. We also have nights, 2 months in the first year and then 1 month after that per year. If you're on lighter rotations like electives, then you work 8 to 5 and that's it. Consult services are also 8 to 5. So your typical work hour and your typical day would kind of depend on what rotation you are on. You do get a lot of chance to work on research. We have a month of research in our second year, where I did get a chance to work on a lot of case reports, original studies, QI projects. So you will get time to work on research as well. And options after internal medicine would actually, there is a lot of things you could do. You could practice as a hospitalist, meaning you can be an internist and do 7 to 7 shifts. Usually that's 7 days on, 7 days off, unless you choose to work more. But usually it's 7 to 7, 7 days on, 7 days off. You could do primary care, which is mostly outpatient medicine, or you could also pursue fellowships. As you all might know, internal medicine offers a lot of fellowships in the future. I am personally interested in cardiovascular medicine, but there's a lot of other fellowships too. So you could either choose to be, you could also choose to do like a fellowship. Okay, what other questions? My favorite part of internal medicine training, I think it's just the breadth of exposure and everything that internal medicine has to offer, including procedures. I love doing procedures. And I think that's also one of the reasons why I chose internal medicine. And I want to do cardiology in the future. So that plus it's like it's a very diverse experience, as you might have seen already. So yeah, that was one of the reasons why I chose internal medicine. One thing I don't like about internal medicine would be obviously people who really are interested in like procedures like surgeries, then you might not be able to pursue that. A lot of fellowships might offer interventional like procedures like interventional cardiology, interventional GI, but if you want to do surgeries, then internal medicine might not be a good pick for you. But my advice overall would be to just go for whatever you like, decide that early on and work on it. Have a very, very dedicated, well-planned strategy for the whole math season. Your math season does not end the day you submit your application. It goes on until the real match date is out. So you keep working hard until March, and I think the results will show.
Hello, everyone. I am Preetika Sharma. I'm PGY1 with the Right Center in Pennsylvania. And thank you so much, Pawan sir, to have me here today. And thank you, Darshi. It was a very good, I think, like an overview of the internal medicine residency. And I hope the audience really learned from it. So I'm just going to answer a couple of questions here. I'm going to answer this question, like what happens when you match. So after you match, like you get your result in March. So your program is going to reach out to ECFMG, and they are going to like send a TPL, which is like a training program, like an account to the ECFMG. So that depends. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just going to connect my battery just died. So sorry. I'm just going to connect this.
Oh, we can hear you.
No. It's just the battery.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you match, your program is going to reach out to ECFMG, and they're going to open an account. So when that happens, your program is going to send you an email that your TPL has been opened with the ECFMG. So my advice is to go and immediately start with the application, because ECFMG has that, like it's a first come first serve. So whenever that opens up, your account is open up with the ECFMG, and you don't start the application, then you're gonna go behind the line. So when that happens and you get an email from ECFMG as well as from your program, just go and start with the application. You don't have to complete the application, it's just start with the process. So there are a couple of documents that you have to upload on the ECFMG, like your passport, and there are 6, 7 documents, and then you can start uploading them. So when you, even if you start, like if you upload one document over there, you have started the process and you will be in the queue. So after this happens, there are actually two categories. One is that if you are an IMG who already has, uh, let's say, J1 visa, like you were doing research, there's a separate like a format, and somebody who is a who doesn't have a J1 visa before, and you are a fresh grad, you are like somebody for the who is applying for the J1 visa for the first time. There's a little bit different procedure for that as well. So let's talk about the one. Suppose this is the first time you're applying for a J1 visa. So once you have started the process, like you have opened, you have filled up the application where your program is going to send you an code, which you have to go and enter in the ECFMG like OSS in your account, your application will open up and you have to start uploading the documents. So once you're done that, there's another column for SON, statement of need, that is to be done by your home country. So I know I'm from India, so I know the procedure, like what all you have to do for India, but I don't know about any other country. So there are different forms which are basically released by different countries. I know Pakistan as well, that you can apply for SON online, and it's a pretty quicker pathway for them. It's like done in 24 hours. But if you're from India, it's not online. You have to submit the papers. So where you can get SON. So you can get SON either from the health ministry website, or it's usually like circulating in the groups, and you'll have your friends who will get it from the seniors. So you can get it from them. So there's this SON application has two basically I would say parts. One part is for the applicant, and the other part is has to be done by the health department. So the first part is called like the applicant application, and there you have to fill in all of your documents and everything. You have to fill in all the, like, where you're from, what's your passport, what's your passport number, your basically your information. So once that is done, if you are in US, then you have to send that first part to the would embassy which is near to you, and they will notarize it, because you have to get it notarized. If you're in US, you have to get it done from the US and then send that to India for the second part, which I'm going to talk about. If you're in India, you can just hold on, you can just fill that up and keep it, and we'll talk about the second part. So once that is done, that is to be filled by the applicant. The second part is to be filled by the surety. Like it's basically a paper which says that you have, once you are done with your training, you have to come back to your home country, and if you don't come back, you have to pay like a certain amount of money to the health ministry as a fine. So for that, you have to give two sureties. So you can pick. It has to be one family member and one non-family member. So you have to pick that and fill that form. So that form has to be notarized by the ministry. So once you get it notarized, so if you are from, suppose you're applying from US and you already have like a J1 visa, you fill the first part and send it to India, and the second part would be completely filled by like the family member, whosoever is your surety, and they have to notarize it separately. So you have to get it notarized two times. But if you are you are in India, it doesn't matter if you had a J1 visa before or not. It's the same procedure for this one, that you have to fill the form, fill the second part as well, and get it notarized one time, both one time, and then and you have to send it to health ministry. That's it. And then you have to wait. Usually health ministry For me, it took 5 to 6 weeks for them to revert back and upload my SON. So my only advice is that whenever your TPL reach out to you that they have created your account, just open, just start the application, because that's going to put you in queue. So once the SON is processed, if you are an applicant who didn't have any J1 visa before, and this is the first time you're applying for J1 visa, then SON, if it's uploaded by the health ministry, ECFMG will review your application, and you'll get your DS 2019. Then again, once they send you an email that your 2019 has been uploaded. You have to pay ECFMG CVS ID. Once you pay that, they'll release that DS 2019 to your program, and you can reach out to your program. You can reach out to the program because you can ask for a soft copy of your DS 2019 and apply for interview date. So if your program is agreeable to send you like a soft copy, you will have your ID number, and like you know all the ID, like the DS 2000 number, and you can put that in the interview application, like the visa application, and you can take the date. But if they don't, then you have to wait for at least 5, 6 days more for you to receive the form, DS 2019. So once that is there, you have to take your interview date, and that also you can do in person or by waiver. I would highly recommend to do in person because I applied in Dropbox, the waiver one. But it took a lot of time. It took another, I think, easily 3 to 4 weeks for my passport to come back, because they kind of just took a lot of time. So I would appreciate that go in person and they give visa on the spot, and then within a week you'll get your visa. So this procedure is for those candidates who are applying for the first time for J1 visa. For candidates who already have a J1 visa, so for them the procedure so far till the SON is same. But then what happens is that you have to pay an extra fee to the Department of State, because since you already had a J1 visa before, now there's a change of status. Maybe you were doing research, so your status has been changed from J1 research scholar to a alien physician. So you have to pay extra fee for that, and then your application will go to Department of State. So once Department of State goes, they take approximately 60 days. That's what it is written over there. But they work pretty efficiently, and usually it's kind of done in I would say 2 to 3 weeks. So once that is done and the Department of State gives a green light to ECFMG, then ECFMG is going to release your DS 2019. And then the procedure is same. So that's what happens. It's little stressful during that time, but my advice is to just be on the top of the game. Whenever you receive any emails from ECFMG or your program, just revert back as soon as possible and try to submit SON application as soon as possible, because it takes a lot of time for them to review your application.
So, hey everyone, my name is Vineeth Lekkala. I'm one of the PGY2 residents at Medical City Arlington in Dallas. I'm from Hyderabad, India, but went to medical school in the UK, and then came here for a gap year when I applied for residencies. So yeah, I don't usually see many students that have gone to the UK, so I have a bit of a unique perspective. I guess in that case, if anyone here is interested and trying to decide between the UK and the US, maybe I can help you with that. You know now, which way I went. I went with the US, and I'm very happy with my choice. Some of the big differences between the US and UK is in the US, the starting pay is about 3 times the highest pay you'll ever be paid in the UK, so huge difference. Also, all of my friends who I went to medical school with in the UK, and they're still working there, and they're just about 2 or 3 years into like 7, 8, 9 year residency programs. So they're junior doctors for a lot longer, so they don't have as much autonomy as a second year here in internal medicine does. Also, there's a lot of other tests like phlebotomy and cannulas and catheterizations that doctors are expected to do. So the nursing staff, they're not as well trained in all of that. So in that way too, I love being here. I know that here it seems like a lot to work 80 hours a week. My friends in the UK work about 40 to 50 hours a week, but they do a lot more each day, so they're a lot busier. I've been really enjoying internal medicine so far. It's a lot of putting things together, a lot of like detective kind of skills, going over chart reviews and going over lab results and tests and stuff. So I like that aspect of it. I'm not really into procedures, and I like that as a hospitalist, you don't have to, do procedures. I find that USMLE South did really help me when I first started out, because that's how I started with the letters of intent. And I think that was really helpful what you guys did. So I would really suggest that you reach out to different programs. Also, the interview prep that I had was really helpful. Mainly, it's important to just be friendly and smile, and not just talk about your accomplishments and achievements, but in a monotone way. Don't do that. Make sure you actually connect with the resident or whoever's that's interviewing you. Make sure you connect with them in a human way. Work life, I'm looking forward to working as a hospitalist in the future, and I'm looking forward to getting a 7-on, 7-off gig. I like that by having a whole week off, I get to do different things while offices are still open, because I find that if I'm in a regular office kind of job where it's 9 to 5 and I can't go to the bank or do anything because my only days off or weekends off. So that's a big thing. One other thing that I wrote down here for advice would be to save up enough money from the beginning itself. It was a bit of a shock for me to realize that it was $27 per interview application, so per residency spot, and I applied to like 300 spots, so it was a lot of money. So make sure if anyone here is still in medical school, make sure you have a little pot. Maybe you can put up a automatic transfer, save a certain amount of money every day. But yeah, I think that's all of my advice. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I'm looking at the chat. If there are, I'll get back to you.
Sounds good.
I think you answered the work-life balance. I think you did answer how to pick between UK and US, and that's an important one. Although we do have a lot of students who have worked in the UK and then they come back into residency in the US. So, but I think you did answer
And there's a reason why, no one's happy in the UK. It's great for medical school, I know you had some questions too about going to medical school in the UK. I can do a talk on that. I loved it. Amazing experience, but not for actually working there after medical school.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope that video provided valuable insights for your journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And check out our website for details on how we can guide you to a successful match.